All right, let's dive in. Today, we're tackling a big one, the prologue to one of modern philosophy's most epic and, let's be honest, challenging works, Friedrich Nietzsche's Thus Spoke Zarathustra. It's less of a standard philosophy book and more like a prophecy, and it all kicks off with this single, totally radical idea.
And right away, we get to the core of it. The book's central challenge is right here. I teach you the overman. Man is something that must be overcome. Now, Nietzsche, speaking through his prophet Zarathustra, isn't just giving us some friendly advice. This is a call to action, a challenge for humanity to basically evolve, to transcend what we are right now. This is the call of the overman, or in German, the Übermensch.
So, who is this prophet with such a huge message? Well, the story starts with Zarathustra, a man who has spent 10 full years completely alone, living in a mountain cave, just seeking wisdom.
So after 10 years up there, he feels like he's finally reached this breakthrough. His wisdom has grown so much that he literally can't keep it to himself anymore. He feels like the sun. I mean, what good is the sun if there's no one to shine on? He feels this compulsion to go down and share what he's learned with the world.
But, it's not that simple. His journey back into the world of people isn't exactly a smooth one. His very first encounter is a huge sign that the world he left behind a decade ago, well, it's not the world he's coming back to. As he's coming down the mountain, he stumbles across this old holy man, a saint who has also left the world behind, but he did it for a totally different reason, to live in the forest, writing songs and praising his God.
And the thing is, the saint just doesn't get it. He recognizes Zarathustra and asks him, "Why would you go back to them? People are a mess. I love God, not man." He is completely content in his own little bubble of devotion, away from it all. As Zarathustra walks away, it hits him like a lightning bolt. He thinks to himself, this old saint in his forest has not yet heard that God is dead. And that's just a shocking realization. The saint is dedicating his life to a God who, for modern people, isn't the center of meaning anymore. Zarathustra realizes he's carrying a truth so world-shattering it hasn't even reached the most devout people on earth.
So, Zarathustra carries on and gets to the nearest town. He sees a big crowd in the marketplace and thinks, okay, this is it. This is my chance. He's about to lay out a choice, a real fork in the road for humanity's future.
He starts by teaching them about the overman. See, his whole point is that without God as the anchor for morality, humanity is at risk of just floating into meaninglessness, nihilism. The overman is the answer. He tells people, stay true to the earth, create your own values, your own meaning right here.
But, and this is a huge but, he warns them, if people reject this really hard path of overcoming themselves, there's another way things could go. A path that leads to something, well, something truly pathetic. The total opposite of the overman.
And wow, what a contrast it is. On one side, you have the overman, a creator, a lightning bolt of pure potential. And on the other, you get the last man. This is the ultimate creature of comfort. He doesn't want greatness or challenge. All he wants are his little pleasures for the day and the night. He's smugly convinced he's invented happiness, but it's this tiny, shrunken version of it, and he's become so small he can't even despise himself anymore.
So what do you think the crowd does? Do they get it? Nope. They laugh in his face. This difficult, dangerous journey to become the overman, it sounds awful to them. They'd much rather have the guaranteed comfort of the last man. They actually start shouting, "Give us this last man, O Zarathustra."
Okay, so right as his big sermon is completely failing, the real entertainment the crowd was there to see finally starts. A tightrope walker begins his act. And in this moment of pure tragic irony, he becomes a living, breathing metaphor for the very philosophy these people just mocked.
Watching the man on the rope, Zarathustra yells to the crowd, "Man is a rope, tied between beast and overman, a rope over an abyss." What he's saying is, look, that's us. We're not some finished product. We're on this dangerous journey, this tightrope walk, from our animal past towards our greatest potential. And underneath us the whole time, the abyss, the constant risk of falling.
So let's just break this down because it's so important. The journey of self-overcoming isn't safe. It's not a walk in the park. It's a perilous crossing where any tiny mistake could lead to a total disaster, a fall right into meaninglessness.
And just like that, this metaphor, it becomes terrifyingly literal. A jester, this figure of pure chaos, gets on the rope, taunts the performer, and then just leaps right over his head. The rope dancer is so startled he loses his balance, and he just plummets to the ground. Zarathustra rushes over to the dying man. And listen to what he tells him. There's no top of heaven, no promises of an afterlife. He gives him an earthly comfort. He says, hey, don't worry, there's no devil, no hell. Your soul is just going to fade away. And then he says something crucial. You made danger your calling. There is nothing to despise in that. He honors the man's courage.
So after all this, after the day has been a complete and utter failure, night falls. Zarathustra is carrying the man's body out of the town, and alone with his thoughts, he has this massive realization.
It finally clicks for him. His message, it's not for everyone. It's not for the crowd in the marketplace, what he calls the herd. They can't understand it. They don't want to understand the difficult task of overcoming themselves. He's been talking to the wrong people.
And here's his new purpose. He realizes companions the Creator seeks, and not corpses, not herds or believers either. He doesn't need followers or a flock to lead, like a shepherd. No, a creator needs, well, other creators, companions.
So his whole mission just shifts, right then and there. He's done being a preacher to the masses. From now on, his job is to find those rare individuals, the few people who are strong enough to hear what he has to say, to break down the old ways, and to build new values right alongside him.
And that's really the question that Nietzsche leaves hanging in the air for all of us, isn't it? His picture of the last man, this creature obsessed with comfort, security, their little pleasures, who just blinks when faced with anything truly great. It sounds kind of familiar, right? In our modern world, which prizes convenience and avoids risk at all costs, which path are we actually on? Are we on that dangerous rope, striving for something more, or are we just settling into the comfortable life of the last man?